Good morning, 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 good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, wherever you are. We welcome you to Unity of Chicago South Spiritual Community. Let us know that we're on time. Let's stop our on timeness. Welcome, and I hope that you are ready for a wonderful experience with the reading The Power of Gratitude, as you can see. It's very short, but very powerful. And most of what we read, what we share on our virtual book club, which is the third Sundays of the month, we try to get you something that's shorter than 20 pages, shorter than 20 pages. If we can get it less than 10 pages, that's a good thing, And this happens to be even with spacing and all, came out to like 3 or 4 pages with my notes. So I know it's a very short read, but again, very powerful information. And when I think about our mission is to share and learn. To share and learn. You say, well, what are you learning, right? Well, as we prepare to share, we absorb the information. And with the one today, the reading today, it challenged me and said, are you doing this? So that's the challenge. Are you doing this? And if you're not doing this, then you need to incorporate this into your practice. And if you are doing this, then you should be seeing some positive results, right? One of the two. That's how it works. So that's the sharing and learning and absorbing part of what we do totally, but in particular with our third Sunday virtual book club. The reason that many organizations use the Bible is because it gives everyone in the group, in the congregation, in the study group, whatever it may be, a point of reference. And because our practice, the New Thought practice, unity part of that, allows information from various masters, spiritual masters, to come in and to be shared with you, I thought that it would be good for every once in a while to all of us to be on the same page. And hopefully that would generate a discussion. That's what the hope is. I have to sometimes put the glasses on to see all this stuff. Okay, let's get back to that one. Okay, thank you so much. I want to think of a Sister Thompson, but I want to think of a better name. I almost want to say Evangelist Thompson, but thank you so much, Patricia. I appreciate you joining, and I appreciate so much you sharing the chat, because that's so important. So if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, you can submit your chat in the chat space, or you can join us from our website. You can go to our website, and there are links for YouTube, Twitch. I keep saying Twitter, but no Twitter. No Twitter. Definitely not. Twitch and Facebook. Our several Facebook. I think we have like 3 Facebook pages that you can join us from, and you can submit your chat that way. And also, there's a link that you could join me on screen if you would like to. We call that our virtual pew. Okay. So with that said, so that's what we project to do once a month at least, that we all can come together on the same page and say, okay, let's discuss this material. And today we're discussing the power of gratitude. As I said, a very short read. Now, last week I did mention that the January events were going to start being announced and posted on social media. And we did get some information out to a core group this week. I believe it was like Friday or Saturday. The week kind of didn't get passed, but it wasn't as far along as I thought in the month. I thought it was like a little later in the month. And that's when we were scheduled to start posting the information. But since I promised it, I did get it to one group prior to the end of the week, prior to the new week coming on. But this week, everybody gets the information, what's going on. There are two events on January 11th, a prayer workshop, and also our Burning Bowl, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening, excuse me. And then later in the month, Emmett Fox's book, Sermon on the Mount. We are doing a survey of that book with workbooks and everything. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a really fun time for I think it's about 6 weeks. But it's really something to move you into the new year in a very positive way. And that's what we want to do, move consciousness in a very positive way. We also want to let you know on a regular basis that there is an source available to everyone. It's there for each who choose it, no matter their race, gender, or religion. Believe what you may, but you should know that the source of the universe is also the source of each of us. Therefore, the principle supporting the stars is also the principle supporting and available to each of us. As I declare this in the first person, I declare for all, I'm open and receptive to this divine living principle. Mother, Father, God, I'm grateful. This is my declaration. This is my truth. And as I accept it, so it becomes in my life. And that certainly is something that we will spend time on today with our gratitude. The power of gratitude, as you can see the slide there, is from the book. Jesus taught it too. And I'm Reverend R. Ken, and I'm welcoming you to Unity of Chicago South, the online New Thought spiritual community. Let's just pop this out a little bigger. Let's get it back up there. Move this over a little bit. Okay. As you can see, this is what we're going to deal with today. Now, if you downloaded the PDF, there were some questions or some points of reference on there. And of course, if you did and you would like to discuss those, we'll be more than happy to do so, discuss those with you. Okay? Yeah. All right. The rule of gratitude and spiritual growth, gratitude versus asking in prayer, the law of attraction and gratitude, the impact of gratitude on daily life, and gratitude as an expression of faith. We'll go as far as we can discussing and covering those particular subjects, okay? The role of gratitude and spiritual growth, you know? And the question becomes how gratitude contributes to personal and spiritual development. How thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir, thank you, God, thank you, universe, fits into our spiritual and our everyday life. So I'm going to start with what the author opens up with, Phil Harris, The Power of Gratitude. He says, in a polite society, we say thank you after we receive a gift. While that is nice, it is not exactly the way the universe works. It's not exactly how the universe works. So if we say, how does gratitude impact our life, our personal life and our spiritual life, it would be important to know exactly how gratitude works. Well, we just learned from this author that gratitude is not a process that works after we get something. Gratitude is a process that works a little bit differently. Let's go on. Many falter in the manifestation process because they believe that they do not already have what they want. Are we talking to the choir here? Believing that we don't already have what it is we want. Well, just the word want would make it seem like we don't have it, right? Because I want it. I want it. So I don't have it because I want it. And what our author is telling us is that's not quite how the universe works with gratitude. Because because you can't see it, you can't touch it, doesn't mean that it's not there. He says wrong, in fact, if that's how you feel, if that's how we feel. It says anything and everything that you could possibly want or desire is all around you. Now let's just ponder that a minute. Everything we possibly could want or desire is already in place around us somewhere. But I don't see it and I can't touch it, so it ain't there, right? It can't be, because I can't see it and I can't touch it. All right? But he tells us that it is the form of energy waiting to be shaped and brought into the physical world by the creative process of the mind. Now we have another name for that statement. In fact, we celebrate it as part of our 12 powers of man. Can you think of what it might be? It's all around us already. That's what he says, and we shape it, right? We form it to be what it is we think we want, that we already have. The power of imagination. The power of imagination. Thoughts are things, and things are made of energy. He says that's basic physics 101. So thoughts are things, and things are made of energy, and energy is all around us. Can you see how that's working? And can you see how that would affect my personal life and my spiritual life if I live from that perspective? And I'm saying if I live from that perspective, and I'm sure that there are great ministers out there that live from that perspective. I ain't mad at them for living at that perspective. But I sometimes wonder as I look at my life, am I really living from that perspective? Because I still have wants in my life, right? So if I have wants, then I must not be totally bought into it, right? Not totally. So can you see now, if I change my idea of it's not in place to I just can't see it right now, how that might affect my personal life. And on the spiritual level, it begins to get me to be more dependent on the fact that spirit is present. Can you see how that would work? Well, let's keep going and let's see if we can see a little bit more. The difference between praying with gratitude for what is already given versus praying by asking for what one wants. Huh? Wow. 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 Isn't that big? If we go back to, and I think we dealt with this on one of our recent talks. If we go back to Jesus, and I think it was last week, as a matter of fact, someone reminded me of this. Jesus at the tomb of Lazarus, and he goes away from the crowd for a minute, and he says, I'm doing this, I'm praying out here so they'll see this, because I know that you always hear me. You heard me and you always hear me. See, that's a faith. That's not praying for, that's giving gratitude for, because this master teacher had already accepted the fact, that's what it's telling us, had already accepted the fact that what he said was already done. Hmm? So that's saying, okay, I want this, I want that. Now I know that whatever my wants are, it's already in the energy, it's already in the ether. And now I stop praying to whomever, whatever I pray to say, please bring it to me, give it to me. And I start with gratitude because I know it's here. And now I know that through my imagination, I can shape the God energy, the God spirit around me into that thing that I think that I want that's already here, unmanifested. So my want is an unmanifested desire. That's what it is. Simply an unmanifested desire. When I say simply, I don't want to make it sound like a piece of cake. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm just merely giving an example of the possibility. Okay? In other words, let me change my thinking a little bit. Could it possibly be that the energy is and that is unmanifested and my desire and my want is connected? And maybe if I use my imagination to see it manifest, maybe that would have an impact as I give gratitude, as I give gratitude, as I give gratitude, as I give gratitude. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. Say, wow, what's going on, Ralph? I hear you. Sometimes, as I said, it affects us, you know? It affects us as we get into it. The law of attraction. We love the law of attraction, don't we? I mean, The Secret. How many people prospered from The Secret? I'm not talking about just the presenters, but how many people had their consciousness changed and adjusted by watching The Secret and made some adjustments in their life so that they could have some of the things that they say they wanted, right? How many people? You know what I'm saying? How many people say, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many people, but I know a lot of people did from the law of attraction. But now let's take the law of attraction, the want, the desire, already connected. I couldn't want it unless there was a desire already in place that I put out there, okay? And I have to understand that the desire is already fulfilled. And I'm no longer into the want stage, but I'm in the gratitude stage. I'm in the gratitude stage for the whatever it might be. We'll talk about some of the physical things a little bit later. So that being the case, right? That being the case, I now am moving consciousness away from and allowing this law of attraction to work in my life. But my praying for please give it to me, I don't have it. It's not there. Do you understand how that is really not an attractive energy? That's not an attracting energy at all. Woe is me, not an attracting energy for the good that we want. Woe is me will bring me more woe is me, okay? How about that? Gratitude. Moving away from the consciousness of thank you for the gift you've given me. Oh my God, it's wonderful. To the gift of thank you for what is already in place coming to me. Thank you. Be it this car, this house, this relationship, this health. Thank you. Thank you. It's a different energy. Just feel it. Come on together. Seriously. Let's say it together. Thank you. You feel that energy? Thank you. Feel it? Thank you. And you're not saying thank you for anything but thank you. But it's a certain energy. Now let's try one. Just one time. Just once. Woe is me. Stop. No more. Don't say it again. Did you feel a difference in the energy? Did you feel a difference in the energy of the gratitude and the woefulness? The universe is responding to both. It's not deciding that, oh, the woe, you don't really want the woe. It's saying, well, I feel that energy, so let me produce more energy in different forms. In different forms. Come on now. Doesn't always come out the way you think. Oh, in the book, it said it was going to look ugly. It might look pretty and then turn into a woe. So it's not judging by appearances, it's judging by our consciousness and our projection of that consciousness. Let's continue on with the root of the law of attraction as we move into our next slide. Okay. Yeah. The impact on gratitude on our daily life. Just stop for a minute, and as far as we've come, right? Just stop for a minute. How would it impact me if I silently, I didn't tell my friends, I didn't even tell my spouse, I didn't tell my other significant other, I didn't tell my children, I didn't tell the minister, I didn't tell anybody. But now I'm in a consciousness of gratitude and thankfulness. And I might have to say it under my breath, thank you for this. And thank you for what's to come. Thank you for this. And thank you for the goodness that's following. Thank you for this. And you see, it's going to affect us consciously, and that will affect our consciousness. See, I'm going to change because if I keep on thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, pretty soon that's going to be a part of me. But I'm consciously thinking, I'm saying I'm consciously going to do this because I've been doing other so long, waiting for the gift, waiting for the appreciation, waiting for whatever it is so I can say, thank you. But now I'm understanding a little better. What if I say thank you for whatever I thought was a want, but I understand it's a desire. And if it's a desire, it's a divine desire. What do you mean? Well, desires come through us from what is within us. And we accept the fact that spirit is within us, right? Easy peasy, right? Yeah. So the impact of gratitude on our daily life, we can practice this gratitude silently to ourselves. We don't have to involve anybody. We don't have to be embarrassed if it doesn't work the first day. None of that. We can just have a little period, 5 minutes, just of thankfulness, of gratitude, and not of woe gratitude. Woo. Let's stop right there. Oh, I'm so happy that I feel good and I know the world is feeling bad. I'm not talking about that being bad. I'm saying that's not what we're trying to do. We're working on having a consciousness of gratitude so we consciously create gratitude in our mind, in our body, in our soul, so that it becomes a part of our consciousness. And there's no room for other when we're trying to create this gratitude. But I'm better. They worse. No, right here, right now, in the midst of my garbage, thank you for the change that's happening in my life right now. Thank you for the change for the better that's happening right now. Thank you for the change of the good that's happening right now. And while I'm at it, thank you for where I am right now. Not any more than that. I could be worse. So you're messing with the law now. It could be worse. The law said, wait a minute, you just confused me. 1 minute you're saying thank you, and next thing you say, it could be worse. Do you want it worse, or do you want to give me thanks? The universe is saying, right? So no, just thank you. But it has to get to a point, I'm in misery. It's hard for me to give thanks for misery. Really? Isn't it? Maybe just for me. It's hard. Well, I can give thanks for what is to come if I really believe this energy is all around me and that my imagination and my thoughts shape this energy for my life. I can give thanks for what's to come. And maybe that will be my step to give thanks for where I am, as part of the change in consciousness, because once I have a gratitude consciousness, a thankful consciousness, I'm thankful, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful, period. Thank you for this misery. No. Thank you for this passing. Thank you for this leaving. You see what I'm saying? The thankfulness becomes beyond woe And thank you for this leaving my life. I'm so happy it's gone. But it's not gone yet. Yeah, it is. You know, because I have all this positive, good energy that's going to replace whatever's going on right here. So just thank you for that. I don't have time to spend on the woe. I just don't. I don't have time to spend on the negative. I just don't. It's not being Pollyannish. Please. Not preaching and teaching Pollyannish stuff. This is universal law. We're saying, hey, I'm one with the universe. Boy, New Thought people loved. I'm one with the universe. Well, how's the universe? The universe is positive, growing, expanding, giving, creative, all that. I'm one with that. Thank you for that. But you in a boop now. Well, a boop don't have to last if I want to move out of it. Let's keep going. Let us keep going. He says here, nothing exists. And we need to remember this. Nothing. I want to say it one more time so we hear it. Nothing, you hear that? Nothing exists in this world that was not a thought first. Sometimes that's so hard for us to get. Words were a thought. How can I connect with this other thing that looks like something that I could connect with? Because there's no mirror, so I don't know what I look like, right? As primitive people, primitive humans, unless I look in the water, I don't know what I look like, but I'm seeing something. Is there a way I could communicate with it? That's the daggone thought that created the words. Okay? I've been walking, I'm walk like this. I'm tired. I sit. This rock hurts. Is there a better way to sit that it won't hurt me? That's a chair. You see what I'm saying? Everything has come from a thought. So your thoughts are as valuable as anybody else's. My thoughts are as valuable as anyone else's. He tells us this later on in the writing here about the canvas, if you read it. He talks about a canvas and he talks about how we've created our life. And you know, I was in class, I've been in class for a minute with Mark Hicks, and we're exploring some of the earlier Fillmore teachings in the Wings program. And one of the things came up about illness. I think it was last week or the week before. And it was about a unity minister being asked by a new person coming in, you know, I have this health issue and you're telling me I caused it. And he says, yes. Or he or she says, yes, you caused it. Yes and no. Okay. Yes and no. Let me spend some time on that because it's so daggone important. As he writes here in this reading we had, it's my canvas. It's your canvas. It's yours to paint on. That's your life. It's yours to create the way you want it, to shape it the way you want to. It's also mine. It's also yours to give it away. So we can allow other people to paint on our canvas or paint our life, consciously or unconsciously. Now, it's not always bad. Let's understand that. We have a teacher that's teaching young elementary school children. And one of the children looks at this teacher and says, wow, I like that teacher. I want to hear everything that teacher says. I want to just absorb it. I want to be like that teacher. That teacher is just the max. That's allowing someone to paint on your canvas, and hopefully it's a very positive thing. And later on, that child, that little elementary child, says, you know what, boy, I'm here today because of that teacher in elementary school. So see, it's not always negative. Understand that. So we let some people paint on our canvas. Some people paint on our canvas and we don't really realize it, as I said, that little child. But when we are in position to look at our lives and say, you know, this ain't it. How do we begin to change it? How do we begin to adjust it? How do we begin to lift it up? Thank you for this lifting up. Thank you for this lifting up. See, little points. Little points. Not, you know, I want the big thing. We all do. I know I do. You don't, maybe. You just want the little thing. That's fine. I'm not mad at you. I want the big thing. But I know sometimes to get to the big thing, I need a lot of little things to put in the bucket to fill it up. I continue to learn. As I said, we do this because we learn and we share. Gratitude. I hope you're seeing a different take on gratitude. Just a little different take. You know? Some will say thank you to something or someone or some deity or whatever. That's not a bad thing. Not saying it is. But what our writing here is all about is not to anything. It is to the universe, because it is the universe that's present right now. It is the energy of the universe that we're actually working with. It is the energy of the universe that we're using our imagination to form and shape. It is the energy of the universe that affects our canvas, no matter who brings it, you see. Wow. So find a way to give gratitude on a more broader base than a deity. Find a way to let the universe know, bigger than the universe know, hey, I'm here with you. I'm working with you. We're working together. And I thank you for the opportunity to do this. Whatever you have to do to start moving yourself away from the woe. Nothing wrong with the woe. It's just that we get more woe. We just get more woe. And if we slip and have a little woe, don't worry about it. Thanks for letting me get out the woe. I'm happy because I'm out the woe. Don't beat yourself up. You're trying to create gratitude and you're beating yourself up. Doesn't work. Don't do it that way. Let's keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. All right, there we go. Now that slide is pretty much self-explanatory, isn't it? Gratitude as an expression of faith. You can't have true gratitude unless you have faith. Now, who do you have? What do you have faith in? Our reading is telling us to have faith in the universe, the laws of the universe, the laws of physics even. Everything that exists has been a shaping of the energy that's already here. We talked about Newton and the apple and gravity and all of that. The gravity had already been here. It was here way before any theory. You can get a theory, but it was already in existence, right? So what he's saying here is similar. This energy, this universal power that's around us, that's being shaped every day by someone, by many, has always been here, always been present. It's not new. It's a new thought, but it's a new thought about what is, what has been. There's always a before. So don't beat yourself up about, well, I'm not sure. This sounds like some newfangled stuff. No, it's not. It's not. Expand your gratitude beyond the deity into the universe. That's all we're saying here. You don't have to abandon any, you believe in whatever, fine. Keep it. If it works for you, keep it. Saying now that you can go a little higher because you can give gratitude to the same energy that the deity gave gratitude to. I'm praying like this, Father, because I just want to let them know, that you sent me, but I already know you heard me because you always hear me. Am I not able to say that to the universe? Are you not able to say that to the universe? I'm just asking. Say, I've been told that T on the end of ask is not correct, but I sometimes still kind of slip into it. So, gratitude as an expression of faith. I have faith that it already exists. I have faith that my thoughts are things. I have faith of the energy of the universe that's around me. I have faith in the ability that I have to shape it. I may want to shape it this big and I can only shape it that big, but I can still shape it. And if I keep shaping it this big, my bucket will be full that big. Faith. Not faith it's going to come. It's not faith that it's going to come. It's faith that it's already here in the invisible. I'm not able to see it right now, but if I keep on having faith and giving gratitude, I eventually am going to see it. I'm eventually going to have a change in my life. I'm not going to stop giving thanks. Not going to stop giving thanks. I will not allow myself to stay, S-T-A-Y, stay in the mode of woe. I might go there. I might visit. You ever have some friends you go by and you haven't seen them in a long time? You go by and visit them, or acquaintances. They don't have to be friends. You go by and you say, oh, I know why I haven't been here for a while, right? Well, that's woe. You go there and you say, oh, I know why I haven't been here for a while in this woe thing. I don't want to be here. Let me leave. Thank you for the opportunity to leave woe. I'm so happy. I have gratitude because I can leave this stuff, right? So don't beat yourself up. I'm at woe. I'm having a bad day. Okay, so what? Thank you for the opportunity to have a good day. Because either I'm here tomorrow having a good day or I'm not here and it doesn't matter. I know that was rough. But it is what it is, right? Okay, let's go on. Let's go on to our last. I think we have one more slide after this. Y'all need to stop it. Yeah, I thought we have. I want to thank you for joining us. I thought that was the final slide. So how do we summarize it? I was told that too, that we want to start summarizing a little bit because, and this happened a long time ago. I was told doing a talk over in Beverly, and I said, wow, the people were just kind of sitting there, and someone, a acquaintance, came up to me that we were in an organization together. We had been in an organization together previously. And she said, Arkan, let me tell you something. You just giving that stuff out, and people are just like, wow, grabbing it. And so you expect them to be there, and they can't be there because they're pulling it in. And so when I was reminded that we could summarize it, I thought that was a good idea. So in summary, what we've covered today on some very simple points, very basic points. Energy is all around us. The universe is all around us. We live in the universe. Earth is in the universe. The solar system is in the universe. The Milky Way galaxy is in the universe. And as the physicist says, and the universe is in us. So if we kind of go there, some of us say, I am one with God. That means the universe is in us. If I'm one with God. Some say through God in me, I can do all things. That means the power is within you. One of the masters who you know said, you can look over here, you can look over there, you can look up there, but the kingdom is within you. So there's that which is within you that connects with the universe because it is part of the universe, right? And it responds to our thoughts because our thoughts are things. And it's from those thoughts that everything has come. The manifesting of those thoughts have made the material things that we see. So it's already in us. It's all around us. Our thoughts have the ability to shape it and move it. Wow. I can get that far. And if my thoughts are of that magnitude, then I can see that thoughts that are not conducive to the good in my life have the same power as the thoughts that are conducive to my life. Sometimes I'm just a little impatient or a lot impatient regarding the good coming because I can see what I perceive as a negative. The universe doesn't judge. Whatever thought I send out to it, the universe assumes that I understand the law, that I understand what I'm doing, and that I want more of it. I have shaped my life, inadvertently or on purpose. I've allowed certain people at certain points to influence my life, to paint on my canvas, as he said. And I have painted on my canvas in ways that I really didn't want. And finally, and most importantly, the way I got here is the way I can get out. If you're lost in the forest, follow the path that brought you in so you can get out. So your thinking, my thinking, our change and our focus of that thinking is the way that we change our life, because it is that which brought us here, regardless of what we think. So unlike the unity minister that said, yeah, it's your fault, I'm going to say this. Yes, our responsibility to recognize that we can change it. Yes, our responsibility to recognize that we can change it. Don't worry about the fault. Don't worry about who put you there. Don't worry about who painted on your canvas while you weren't looking. You didn't want to see it painted anyway. You let them paint it. So, or they snuck in on you. You were asleep, whatever. Don't worry about that. Leave that alone, because it's going forward that matters, because even God, this is Ken now, this is Reverend R. Ken. Even God can't change the past. They can rewrite it all they want, doesn't change it, okay? So if God can't do it, then why am I trying, right? But God can bless us going forward. God can provide for us going forward. The divine energy that's all around us can give today. It can't take away yesterday. So scripture says something about get ye, of all things, get ye understanding. And I'm going to just paraphrase that a little bit as we close out. Of all things, give ye gratitude. Give ye gratitude in all things. You're saying, I'm happy, I'm sick, I'm ill? No. Give ye gratitude that this too can change. This too shall change. This too is changing. Sometimes we want the whole bucket. This too is changing right now. My life is changing, I'm better. It can, it will, it is, you see. So with that, I want to say thank you again, as our slide says, thank you for joining our live chat. I hope next time that more of you will get in and give your comments and so forth. I'm going to check one more time to make sure that if there's anything there. Okay, yes. All right. Until next time, this is Reverend R. Ken for the community of Unity of Chicago South, spiritual community, and Unity of Chicago South, a Unity of Chicago spiritual community, saying thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, namaste. And fourth Sunday is coming, and that is the Divine Feminine Experience. And that's not something you want to miss. That's something you definitely want to be there. I'm so happy that I get a chance to watch and participate as a consciousness giver. Come on and join in. Namaste.